Like she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP at a WNBA. If you're a college player and you're a great college player, like Caitlin was, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players. But for these ridiculous fans who had her slotted as the next Diana now.
Did you know Geno Auriemma has won 11 national titles? That's more than any other coach in women's college basketball. But his recent comments about Caitlin Clark might just cost him some fans. Clark, on the other hand, is breaking records left and right. She's the fastest player in NCAA division of our history to reach 3,000 points. And now, her fans are breaking the internet with their responses to Auriemma. The numbers don't lie, folks. What's really strange? Geno has been a coach for a long time, but Caitlin is making fans crazy. Everyone has an opinion on which school is better, old school or new school. Geno says Caitlin talks trash on the court, but isn't that what makes her so interesting to watch? More people than ever are tuning in, and the fans love it. This is where things get hot. Geno says that Caitlin looks like Paige Buchers, but fans don't like it. People say Caitlin is in a class by herself. There are a lot of comments on the internet, and some fans even say Geno is jealous of all the attention Caitlin is getting. It's getting really hot outside, but let's slow down for a moment. Geno says we need more than one star to make the game better. Is he right? Is he too humble about how much of an effect Caitlin is having? It's no longer just about two people. It's about where women's basketball is going.
Human nature is, okay, this kid's coming into the league. And Diana said it best. This kid's in for a rude awakening. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years. Like she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP at a WNBA.
Basketball fans all over the world are shocked. Fans are taking sides, players are speaking out, and everyone has an opinion. It's not just Geno versus Caitlin. It's the old guard versus the new school. Tradition versus change. What do you know? The game of women's basketball will never be the same after this, no matter who you root for. When it comes to change, Caitlin's army of supporters is taking the fight to a whole new level. Do you remember those fan letters from the past? Do not worry about it. Memes, video deep dives, and some really creative callouts are what we're talking about. Are you ready to see how loyal your fans can get? You won't believe how Caitlin's fans are responding to what Geno said. They're do more than just defend her. They're going all out. It's like they've built a huge army online ready to fight anyone who says bad things about their basketball queen. The loyalty is out of this world. Take a look at some of these comments. Geno is getting ripped apart by fans like he just insulted their best friend. Geno is only mad that Caitlin didn't go to UConn, one fan said. What would you do if she had? Everything about college basketball could be very different. It is crazy to think that the choice of one player can change the whole game. It gets even stranger from here. Fans of Caitlin are like detectives. They look for old videos of Geno praising other players. They're telling him he changed his mind since Caitlin is the talk of the town. They seem to be putting together a strong case against him. What's really interesting, though, there are fans who say Geno's comments are good for the game. It's making waves and getting people to talk. But here's the big question. Are all kinds of publicity good publicity? That is, it keeps women's basketball in the news. But at what cost? The memes are totally out of hand. A picture of Caitlin dunking on Geno is being edited by fans. It's really rough outside. Geno is losing what seems like a full-on meme war. These fans are so creative that they might even beat out professional graphic designers. But there's a catch. Some die-hard fans of women's basketball aren't sure what to think. They value Geno's legacy, but they really enjoy Caitlin's game. There are real arguments about it online. A lot of people are arguing back and forth because they love both the history of the sport and its planned future. The way fans are reacting shows how much the game has changed. These days, it's not just what happens on the court. Social media has changed everything. It's a whole new world for women's basketball in terms of how fans play, How quickly they react, the memes and the arguments. What do you know?
But for these ridiculous fans who had her slotted as the next Diana, now this kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. So she deserves everything she gets because she gives it as good as she gets it. She's just not built for the physicality of this league.
It's more exciting than ever for the game. People say that one person can't make the world a better place. That might not be true for Caitlin Clark in basketball, though. Her games are getting more and more viewers every day. The real question is whether she is changing women's basketball all by herself, or whether there is more to this story. Geno said that one player can't make everything better. Let's talk about what he really meant. Is he right? Really think about it. Michael Jordan made the NBA different for good. Serena Williams changed tennis forever. Could Caitlin do the same thing for basketball for women? It's not crazy to think she might. The numbers for Caitlin's games will blow your mind. A huge number of people are watching it. Ticket sales are through the roof. She seems to have some kind of magic touch. A lot of people are watching to see what she does next. That's very important for the sport. Wait, Geno also has a point. He means the whole system, from high school to college to the pros. This isn't just about one star. It takes a lot more than one great player to make a sport popular. It's important to have coaches, programs, sponsors, and everything else. What's really cool? Some experts say Caitlin's effect is much bigger than just playing. She's getting young girls interested in basketball. That's really big. Think about all the little girls who see Caitlin and say, I want to be like her.
How do you think Clark is handling this?
I think she's handling great. If you're a college player and you're a great college player, like Caitlin was, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players.
That might change the game for a long time. Take a look at the numbers. More women are playing basketball than ever before. Is it all Caitlin's fault, or is she just a part of a bigger trend? She came at just the right time when the sport was about to blow up. Wow, what a great time. The really interesting thing is, what if Caitlin's effect is more about changing how people think about women's basketball? People have a whole new view of the sport because of her. Getting points isn't enough. You need to change people's minds too. That's really strong stuff. There's a lot more going on here than just Geno versus Caitlin. It shows the way forward for women's basketball. What do you know? Fans are ready for it. It's exciting for them to watch and argue about it. That's what the sport needs to keep getting bigger. Fans of women's basketball are living in a great time. What if I told you that this fight between Geno and Caitlin is only the beginning of the fun? Basketball for women is being turned on its head by a chain reaction. This change affects everyone, from the players to the coaches to the media. Let's talk about how everything is different because of this drama. Now it's not just about Geno and Caitlin. Watch as the whole game changes right in front of our eyes. What's really crazy? People who have never been interested in women's basketball are now paying attention. No longer just diehard sports fans, everyone and their grandmother. Even better, other players are getting better than ever. All of a sudden, Caitlin set everyone on fire. They are all pushing themselves to new heights to beat each other. The level of play is through the roof. Now, though, things get really interesting. The coaches are making big changes to how they play. No longer are they just looking for good players. They want to find the next Caitlin Clark. Could you picture? As a coach, you want your star player to make things interesting. You won't believe how the news is covering this. Basketball for women is getting a lot of attention, like primetime slots and front page news. When was the last time you saw that? It's like the sport got an invite to the big leagues. I have a crazy idea. Could this whole fight between Geno and Caitlin lead to even bigger changes? Women players should get paid more, there should be more TV deals, and sponsors should pay more. There are a lot of options. There are so many new things that could be done because of this drama. Even NBA players are now speaking out. It's crazy how much they respect the women's game. It's like they finally get it. These women can ball. All of this should serve as a wake-up call for the sport. No longer is it just a game. It's a real movement. Basketball for women is changing right in front of our eyes, and this Clash of Titans is the reason for it. Who knew that a small argument could make a whole sport change? It's crazy.